T-minus 28 hours and 57 minutes. 50, no, that's wrong. 50, something like that. 55. T-minus 28 hours and 50. It's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Time. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Time. We are blasting off into February with a free webinar, emphasis on the word free, available through my website, fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com. And it's all about heartburn and GERD and acid reflux, the myths and the nonsense that your medical doctor has told you for your entire life, and why Prilosec and all the proton pump inhibitors, Nexium, and all antacids are the most dangerous drugs on the face of the planet. These drugs will kill you slowly over time and are at the root cause of the genesis of all chronic disease. Think I'm kidding? Tune in to the free webinar tomorrow night. If there's anybody in your life, anybody in your family, anybody in your community, any friend or neighbor that's taken a heartburn medicine, they need to see this webinar. And we have room only for 200 attendees. 200 attendees. Actually, we have room for 199 attendees. It starts at 8 o'clock, so if I were you, I think we're going to fill up. I think we're going to max out. Last time we did a free webinar, we maxed out. I think we're going to do it again. So if I were you, I would get there about 10 minutes early. Log in. The information is right there on the home page of Fire Your MD Now. You're not going to want to miss this, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, all webinars, if you are a subscription holder, are archived in the archives, and you can watch them 24/7 after the live event. But you're not going to be able to get into the archives unless you're a subscription holder, and you have to pay to be a subscription holder. So the free event is only for the live webinar. It starts tomorrow at 8 o'clock Central Time, and it is over by 9 p.m. sharp. I always keep my webinars tight as far as time goes because I don't want to waste people's time. I hate it when people waste my time. So dial it in tomorrow night. Log in to fireyourmdnow.com. Check it out. You're going to love it. And it's a great way to get people who are on the fence about all this newfangled nutritional stuff. Well, what are you telling me? I thought vitamins just gave you expensive urine. That's what my doctor told me. What's this vitamin stuff? You know, people like that. This is an excellent way to get people like that on our side of the fence, or at least to get them to dip their little toe in the water and give something that we do a try. And then once people give us a try, the vast majority of people who give us a try stick it out with us and become lifelong friends and lifelong product users and lifelong advocates of health, because you can't keep a good person down. You can't put a bushel over the light of truth. Eventually, the light's going to shine through. And this is what we do here at Youngevity. This is what we do here at fireyourmdnow.com. All we do is we speak the truth. Honestly, I'm not selling a darn thing. I am not selling a darn thing. What I am doing is telling people the truth and then letting you decide if you want to engage with us, and if you do want to engage with us, to what degree you want to engage with us. You can just get the supplements as a customer. You got to get your supplements somewhere. Might as well get the best ones in the world at the wholesale price, by the way. Or you can join our merry band of men and women. And as we talked about yesterday with Mike Randolph, and by the way, we're going to be doing the business segment every Tuesday. It's going to be called Tuesdays with Mike. I might come up with a different, more catchy title. But every Tuesday now, the first segment, the first half hour of this radio broadcast, we're going to be talking about business strategies and business stuff with Mike Randolph. Because everybody in this country, well, not everybody, but a lot of people in this country are suffering from a vitamin M deficiency. And I got to tell you something, folks. When you're struggling from paycheck to paycheck, when you're you got credit card bills that are piling up, when you've got payments that you're behind on, when you've got unexpected things you have to pay for, holy smokes, you need a new roof, Holy smokes, you need new tires on the car. Heaven forbid you need something done that you didn't have the funds for. Got to have that dental work, whatever. It's stressful. Let's face it, it's stressful. Wouldn't it be great to be able to just make a couple of extra $100 a month? Wouldn't that be great? And get your supplements for free? I mean, what would $500 extra a month do for you? What would $500 extra a month do for you? You know, it's not going to make you a Rockefeller, but that's what, $6,000 a year? Yeah, in 2 years, that's $12,000. That stuff adds up. You know, you don't have to become a business builder here and, you know, be making one of the multi-million-dollar earners and do this full-time like your life depended on it and grab that horse by the reins and ride it over the sunset into victory. You can just mosey along down the trail, partner. You work at your own speed to whatever level you want to work at. You call the shots. It's not your boss that calls the shots. You don't have anybody that you're beholden to. You don't have anybody counting the beans and calling you up and saying, hey, Harry, how come you're not selling more stuff? It ain't like that at all. This is a home-based, self-motivating business. You work to the amount that you want to work. You make as much money or as little money as you want to make. A lot of people come into the business just so they can get their supplements for free, and that's the end of it. Well, that's pretty good. You save $300, $350 a month. That's pretty good. You know, if you went to GNC and bought $350 worth of nutritional supplements every month for a year, and then at the end of the year you talked to the manager and you showed him all your receipts, and, hey, man, I spent $4,000 at this store this year. What's the manager going to give you? You know, 10% off your next order? Right? That's what you can expect to get from normal retail vitamin sales and health food store stuff and even online stuff. Online's not going to give you any customer satisfaction, customer reward. You know, maybe they'll try to sell you a credit card, right? It's nonsense. Longevity will pay you handsomely to promote the use of their products to friends and family and church members and community members. And the degree to which you want to do that, the degree to which you are able to do that, is completely up to you. Well, maybe not the degree that you're able to do it, but you know where I'm getting at. You call the shots if you decide to become a business builder, and even just to get your supplements for free, that's worth it. It's a $10 introductory fee. Two ways, by the way. There are two levels of business building interface with Longevity. The Longevity Company has 6 ways that it pays you. 6 ways that it pays you. Now, to be paid for all 6 ways, the membership fee initially is $499. And for a $499 buy-in, you get about $350 worth of products that you can sample to help build your business. Or there's a $10 buy-in. If you buy in at the $10 level, the company pays you 2 ways. Not all 6 ways, it pays you 2 ways. 2 pretty good ways, quite frankly. So, you know, if you're not really sure if this business model is for you, just come in at the $10 level. Give it a try. Try it on. Kick the tires. Open the doors. Drive it around the block. See whether it's for you. And if it is for you, well, then consider upgrading. But that's not even mandatory. You don't have to do that. Whatever works for you works for us. Because this is as low pressure as it gets. The only thing that we recommend you do is tell the truth. Lend CDs. Got to buy a couple of CDs. Dr. Wallach's Dead Doctors Don't Lie, Seminal Health Lecture. Dr. Glidden, yours truly, Healing is Easy CD, or Who Made the MD King. Invite people to the webinars. Bring people to YouTube. Show people the stuff. You know, it's not difficult. You don't have to become the chef. You just bring people to the restaurant. You don't have to become the artist. You just take people to the museum. It's like that. It's a very, very easy business to do. It's a very, very rewarding business to do. And most of the people who, this is an interesting thing. I was talking to somebody in Longevity about this at the last conference that I was at. Most of the people in their Longevity organization started out in the Longevity organization as customers. And they didn't want anything to do with the business at all. All they wanted to do was recover their health. They wanted a leg up on their arthritis. They wanted a leg up on their high blood pressure or their type 2 diabetes or whatever. They wanted help with their physical body. And so, guess what? They came in as customers. They tried the products. They recovered their health. And, health continued to stay recovered, and life is pretty good. And then they're scratching their chin, and they're thinking to themselves, well, holy smoke, I got to buy this stuff every month, right? So I might as well get paid for it. Or maybe I'll try to, do my best so that I can get the supplements for free. And so they become business builders. A lot of the successful business builders in longevity didn't want to do the business when they first got into it. It was the last thing on their mind, and it just kind of evolved that way naturally, because once you recover your health, you get excited about it. And what are you going to do? You're going to tell everybody in your world about it. And, so what does longevity do? It will pay you to do what you would do for free. For goodness sake, if you're laboring with arthritis or some chronic health condition for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and it's a pain in the butt, and then all of a sudden you get on board with the longevity health recovery protocol, and all of a sudden 3 months later you're springing around like a spring hare, and you feel like you did when you were a teenager, and life is good again. What are you going to shut up about that? You're going to lock yourself in your bedroom and put duct tape over your mouth and not tweet about that, not tell anybody about that? No! You're going to go to your rooftop with a megaphone. You're going to tell everybody at church. You're going to tell everybody that you golf with. You're going to tell everybody at the tennis court. You're going to tell everybody at the swim club. You won't even have to tell them. They'll come up to you and say, Harry, what the heck did you do? What, did you have a knee replacement surgery, Harry? And then you just smile and hand them a CD, and life is good. Ladies and gentlemen, the Longevity Company will pay you to do what you would do for free. And in that way, we're going to lift everybody in this world up. We're going to lift everybody into health. And then, if they want to, we will also lift them up into wealth. And when you put those things together, that's a beautiful thing. So happy to be involved with this company. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health, your friendly neighborhood naturopath, taking your calls and talking about digestive health when we come back. 866-582-9933 is the number to call. That's 866-582-9933. See you in a minute. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your friendly neighborhood naturopath. This is Digestive Health Week, and yesterday we talked about the intestinal tract, the small intestine, and the damage that gluten does to it. If you missed that broadcast, you can get a video that I produced for free that explains what I was talking about yesterday and why wheat, barley, rye, and oats should be avoided like the plague. You can get that video by logging on to fireyourmdnow.com and opting in for my free newsletter. Once you opt in for the free newsletter, you will be directed to a hidden page on the website where you can watch the video and also download for free my list of good food, bad food. So check it out right there, fireyourmdnow.com. Opt in for the free newsletter and educate yourself about why you should avoid gluten. So today, we're going to go a little bit further downstream and talk about the large intestine, or the colon, and also a little bit also about the small intestine, because everything in the digestive tract, of course, is connected. You may have heard Jamie Lee Curtis on the Activia ads on TV talk about probiotics and about acidophilus and about why everybody should eat Activia yogurt, and yogurt in specifically, and yogurt in general, because yogurt and many fermented foods, things like kimchi and that kombucha Himalayan drink, these fermented foods are loaded with beneficial bacteria, the more common term for which is probiotics. Now, it may interest you to know that there is more bacteria in one bowel movement. You know, you go to the bathroom and number two, and yeah, there's a bowel movement in the toilet. There are more bacteria in that bowel movement than there are species of animals on the planet. Your gut is loaded with bacteria. Some of it good, some of it bad, most of it good. And our bodies have a symbiotic relationship with beneficial bacteria. The bacteria that live in our small intestine and our large intestine, or the colon, do a lot of things for the body, and quite frankly, medical science is only just now beginning to start to tap all of the benefits that the beneficial bacteria have for us, the beneficial bacteria that live in our intestinal tract, that live in the gut. As a matter of fact, there are those of us in the holistic community, myself included, who are of the opinion that the beneficial bacteria that live in the gut should be considered an organ all by themselves, or, collectively referred to as an organ because they do so many things. They help the body to digest the food. They regulate the immune system. They help the body regenerate tissue. They do just a ton of things. And we're just beginning to scratch the surface of all of the stuff that all of these beneficial bacteria in the body do. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. And in order for the body to function at an optimal level, the good bacteria in the gut, the small intestine and the large intestine, have to be optimized. It's kind of like if you're trying to grow a good, healthy set of vegetables in your garden, the soil has to have good fertilizer in it. It has to have the stuff that the plants need, right? Well, in order for your body to be optimized, the amount and numbers and types and kinds of bacteria, beneficial bacteria in the gut, have to be optimized. Now, guess what destroys the beneficial bacteria in the gut? Antibiotics, because they're bacteria, and antibiotics kill the bacteria. This is one of the unseen side effects of taking antibiotics for an extended period of time. So if you take an antibiotic for a lung infection, or for a kidney infection, or for a bladder infection, or for a sinus infection, or even just for the common cold, which is a fool's errand anyway, because the common cold is caused by a virus, not by a bacteria, but doctors give antibiotics out like candy now. So you take an antibiotic, not only will it kill the bad bacteria that are helping your body to be sick in the first place, but they'll also kill the good bacteria. And when you kill the good bacteria in the body, you open up a room of hurt. You open up a hurt locker, right? You just open up that door, and things start to go south rapidly. We're up against the heartbreak now. When we come back from the heartbreak, I'm going to tell you why things start to go south rapidly when you upset the apple cart of the balance of the beneficial bacteria in your gut. This is fascinating stuff, folks. And don't worry, we have a solution. There's always a solution, because you're listening to Dr. Peter Glidden at Fire Your MD Now. Stick around. All right, so it's time for a little math exercise. $1 million is $1,000,000. So if you took $100 and 10 $100, you took 10 $100 bills and put them on top of each other, that's 1,000. So now you have 10 $100 bills, that's 1,000. If you took 1,000 of those packs, you're going to have $1 million. $1 million bucks, you could walk that around in a grocery bag if they're all hundreds. It's not a very big amount of money. But the next step up is $1 billion. $1 billion is 1,000 million dollars, right? It's 1,000 million is 1 billion. That would, if you have about 5 pallets, about 6 feet high by 6 feet wide, 5 pallets of $1 million stacks would give you $1 billion. But a trillion is 1,000 billion. It's a number that's almost incomprehensibly large, too. I mean, you can't even wrap your head around it. It is a massive amount of money. $1 trillion is 1,000 billion dollars. There are 100 trillion beneficial bacteria living in your gut. 100 trillion. That's a lot. That's why scientists like myself and medical professionals like myself are referring to the beneficial bacteria in the gut as, an organ all by itself, because the numbers are just unimaginably high. But when you take an antibiotic, you're going to kill a large number of these bacteria because that's what antibiotics do. Now, the problem with your gut is that there's only so much room in the gut. It's like a shoebox, and you can only put so much stuff in the shoebox. So when you're healthy, the majority of the shoebox is filled with beneficial bacteria. There's also a little yeast in there. There's some bad bacteria. There's some viruses in there. There's mold and fungus and stuff. You know, that's just life, right? There's a little bit of the bad guys in there anyway because that's just life. Now, by sheer volume of numbers, the beneficial bacteria keep the bad stuff at bay, so the bad stuff doesn't overwhelm and overpower the system because there's 100 trillion good bacteria to get through, and in the human digestive tract, it's a turf war. And the beneficial bacteria own most of the turf, right? And so the bad guys can't gain a foothold because it's just a numbers game. Now, when you take an antibiotic and when you experience the stress of life, the bad bacteria get a leg up because, well, the good bacteria are killed and the bad bacteria are killed. So what jumps up and fills in the void? Yeast, mold, and fungi and viruses, because those things are not touched by antibiotics. You can't kill yeast with an antibiotic. You have to kill yeast with an antifungal. You can't kill a virus with anything. Nobody knows what the heck to do to kill a virus because nobody even knows what the heck a virus is. But an antibiotic isn't going to kill a virus. So when you displace, kill, eliminate the good bacteria that are in that shoebox, you don't kill all of them, but you're going to kill a lot of them. The yeast and the mold and the viruses that are in the gut get room to feed and breed, and so they do. And this is a big problem. This is how chronic yeast infections develop, which is a phenomenon in the holistic community we call candidiasis. And when you get an imbalance in the beneficial bacteria in the gut, it has a negative effect on your immune system. It leads to something called a leaky gut, which is the pathogenesis of all food allergies and environmental allergies. You set your immune system up for failure. You cause inflammation in the body. I mean, it's just a mess because it's not right. It's not the way that nature intended it to. And when there's that many bacteria that should be there, and then you displace them, and in their place you put harmful stuff, well, guess what? It's only a matter of time until you experience a net negative effect. It's really no different than having mold start to creep into your basement. You know, if there's too much mold, man, it's going to like start to affect the whole house. It's going to be in the air. You're going to breathe it in. Oh man, it's just not good at all, right? Well, that's what this is like. So, what on earth can you do? Oh, and by the way, recent research that a diagnostic lab here in Illinois did shows that even when you experience stress, like psychological stress, the stress of taking an exam, taking a final exam in college, or being on the front lines of a war zone, when you experience psychological stress, it alters the numbers of beneficial bacteria in your gut. How about that? There is an intimate relationship between food and mood, and between mood and the health of the intestinal flora. And when you upset that apple cart, well, nothing good's going to come out of that. So what the heck are we going to do? Well, when all else fails, what do? You lean on Dr. Wallach. Because Dr. Wallach, being a licensed naturopathic physician for over 30 years, Dr. Wallach being in charge of, before he was a naturopathic physician, $25 million of federally funded research in which he did 25 million autopsies, or 26,000 autopsies, and 10 million blood chemistries and histopathologies, has an enormous amount of practical experience with the holistic health of the human being. Nobody has Dr. Wallach's knowledge base. Nobody has Dr. Wallach's track record. Nobody has done Dr. Wallach's research. And because of all of this pragmatic stuff that Dr. Wallach did, he brings to the table therapeutics which eclipse everybody else. This isn't magic. It's just good old-fashioned, boots on the ground, extremely pragmatic, results-oriented, old-fashioned, straight-laced, scientific research. It's none of this theoretical mumbo-jumbo. It's old-fashioned, straight-laced, pragmatic, results-oriented stuff. And so, guess what? the Longevity Company, has just rolled out. It has rolled out a probiotic nutritional supplement called Root Beer Belly. Root Beer Belly, and 1 dose of Root Beer Belly, 1 serving of Root Beer Belly, provides your gut with approximately 5 billion of different strains of the beneficial bacteria that your body needs. And there's different strains of bacteria, right? Just like there's different types of cats, there's different types of beneficial bacteria. This particular product contains 5 strains of the beneficial bacteria. And you ever have a root beer popsicle when you were a kid? Remember what root beer popsicles tasted like? Well, this product tastes almost exactly like a root beer popsicle. It's in this little powder. There are these enterically coated little microcrystalline things that contain the beneficial bacteria, and they're wrapped in a protective enteric coating. And then you put them on your tongue. It's a root beer flavor, and it dissolves into your bloodstream, dissolves through your digestive tract. And the coating that surrounds the beneficial bacteria, in the particular way that this product was made, lets the bacteria survive the acid bath that's your stomach. Because remember, when you swallow stuff, and we talked about this on Monday, it dumps into your stomach. What is your stomach? Your stomach is a great big bag of acid. So, you know, if the beneficial bacteria were not protected, the acid in the stomach would destroy them, would kill them. It would kill them. But remember, these are beneficial bacteria. These are not harmful bacteria. Your body needs them to be healthy. Because they have been enterically coated, it dramatically increases their survivability through the acid bath of the human stomach. Now, are all of them going to get through? No, but a majority of them will. And when you start to feed your body beneficial bacteria on a regular basis, you go a long way towards filling that shoebox back up, the shoebox of your gut, with the good stuff. And remember, it's just a numbers game. So as you fill your body up with more and more and more and more and more and more and more of the beneficial bacteria, you give the bad guys less and less and less and less room to feed and breed. And this is one of, I was taught this as a freshman in naturopathic medical school, that if you have somebody who's suffering with candidiasis or an overgrowth of yeast, it's the same thing, one of the things that you have to do, in addition to giving them herbs, and in some cases prescription medicine that kills fungus, you also need to fill that shoebox back up, because if you don't, there's always going to be yeast and fungus in the system, and it's going to feed and breed if it has room to feed and breed, because that life will find a way. So one of the strategies here for helping people recover from candidiasis, or candida infections as it's normally referred to, is by taking a good probiotic supplement. 5 billion organisms in one serving of this stuff, and it tastes exactly like an old-fashioned root beer popsicle. This is a testament to the scientific advisory panel in longevity, because we are constantly coming up with stuff, new products. This is not your grandfather's medical nutrition. This is good, new-fashioned medical nutrition. The formula that goes into the makeup of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the microcrystalline powder that's there, the molecular shape that's in, the physical shape that those microcrystalline structures are in, is remarkable. It's extraordinary. And it's the same with the root beer belly. 5 billion enterically coated beneficial bacteria in one serving, and it tastes exactly like a root beer popsicle, no sugar. I mean, this is great stuff. And when you provide your body with the essential nutrients that it needs, when you provide your body with the 90 essential nutrients, which is what we recommend, and then you support and promote the presence and the activity of the beneficial bacteria in your stomach, in your gut, in your small intestine, in your large intestine, your colon, and you eliminate the 10 bad foods from your diet, and into the bargain, you increase your consumption of foods that are high in antioxidants, and you take a handful of nutritional supplements that are high in antioxidants. Well, guess what? Your body is going to be shining like the Buddha, on the new moon. Your body, for the first time in its life, is going to have all of the stuff that it needs in the right places that it needs to have them to optimize its health. You are going to be like a finely tuned Italian race car, or maybe you don't like Italian race cars, German race car. Take your pick. Your body gets sick and suffers because it runs out of the stuff it needs to maintain its health. It's that simple. You don't get sick because you have a voodoo curse. You don't get sick because you have a bad gene. You get sick because you have the wrong doctor. Your medical doctor does not know this, and your medical doctor needs to know this. Root beer belly. My recommendation, get one package of root beer belly 4 times a year when the seasons change. 4 times a year when the seasons change. Winter, spring, summer, fall. And take a serving a day for 30 days. Renew your body's intestinal flora, intestinal bacteria, the good bacteria, 4 times a year. Take the 90 essential nutrients every day. Eliminate the 10 bad foods from your diet every day. Take your selenium, 1 bottle per 50 pounds of body weight per month, stopping at 4 bottles a month. And then if there's money left in the kitty, get as much Z-radical as you can. And you, my friend, are on the way to living a long and healthy life. And if you have the wisdom to join our merry band of men and women, you're also on your way to a wealthy life. Check it out. 866-582-9933 is the number to call. 866-582-9933. Give me a call. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. 866-582-9933 is the number to call to speak to me live today or any day. And if you're listening to the podcast, which airs 24/7 in a recorded fashion after the live broadcast, and you'd like help ordering the products or just understanding what's going on here with the health opportunity or the business opportunity, that number, 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Now, we're talking about digestive health all week long, and right now we're near the end of the digestive tract, the small intestine and the large intestine, and it is the large intestine's job to eliminate waste. And there's tons of beneficial bacteria in the large intestine, which can be helped by a little shot in the arm 4 times a year is my recommendation. You don't need probiotics, beneficial bacteria every day like you need the essential nutrients, because they're not essential, right? Well, I guess you could consider them essential, but they're not nutrients. It's bacteria. So probably in a few years, this stuff will be listed as essential, even though you can live without them, but the quality of your life goes right down the drain. And so even though these beneficial bacteria are not considered essential nutrients, it would be wise for you to give them a little leg up, give them a little shot in the arm 4 times a year. And what better way to remember that? Well, the first day of spring, the first day of summer, the first day of fall, the first day of winter, order 1 package of root beer belly, 30 servings. Take 1 package of root beer belly before bed every night for 30 nights. And this is a great way to augment, support, and promote the health of your gut. Now, if you're suffering with an allergy, if you're suffering with a food allergy or an environmental allergy, if you're suffering with celiac disease, irritable bowel, ulcerative colitis, or Crohn's disease, another strategy to support and promote the health of the intestinal tract is root beer belly, because everything's connected. And the beneficial bacteria in the gut also go a long way towards regulating the inflammatory response in the gut. And one way to help your gut put out the fires of an inflammatory process in the gut is with beneficial bacteria. So if you suffer from a definitive diagnosis of Crohn's disease, celiac disease, ulcerative colitis, or irritable bowel, take the root beer belly. I would do 1 serving of the root beer belly 3 times a day for 90 days. That's what I would do as part of my strategy. And another very beneficial supplement to support and promote the health of the gut is the Mackey Plus. That's M like Mary, A like Apple, Q like Queen, UI. Mackey Plus. What's so great about Mackey Plus? 2 words, aloe vera. The Mackey Plus is loaded with something called aloe vera. Aloe vera is an extract of a cactus. It's a succulent. It's a cactus. You see it growing all over the tropics. Aloe vera is everywhere in the tropics and in Mexico. And you probably have an aloe vera plant in your kitchen, because when you burn yourself, if you cut the aloe vera leaf off and you slice it open, there's this pulpy white stuff in the middle, and when you squeeze out the pulp, it forms into this nice kind of mucousy liquid, and when you put that over the burn, it soothes the burn, doesn't it? Makes the burn feel great. Really takes the sting and the burn away for, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then you put more aloe vera on. And as you use aloe vera topically for burns, it greatly reduces the amount of time it takes your body to recover from the burn. Well, guess what? It does the same thing for the intestinal milieu. It does the same thing to your gut. If there's inflammation in your gut caused by, which is a result of celiac disease, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, irritable bowel, aloe vera consumption will help to put out those fires, help to soothe those fires. And who are you going to lean on for that? You're going to lean on Longevity. The supplement to take to help your body to put those fires out is the Mackey Plus. Try 1 ounce once a day. Try 1 ounce twice a day. Try 1 ounce 4 times a day. See what works best for you. This, of course, in addition to the 90 essential nutrients that you're giving your body every way, and 100% abstinence from all the bad foods. Ladies and gentlemen, 866-582-9933 is the number to call. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your friendly neighborhood naturopath, back with the second hour after these messages.